Welcome back. I am Rahana, and we are playing more of Gakko in Heaven 2, talking to Joker on the top of the observation deck here. And last time we learned that the reason that he's wearing the eye patch, the reason he has the scar, is because he was in a plane crash when he was about 10 years old. And the injury to his back actually affected his spinal cord, and his physical senses are all messed up. And that's kind of unexpected. You know, I don't even know if that's possible. I mean, I guess it must be. Maybe not to such an extent. I mean, this is a fantasy game for sure, but still realistic enough that it's acceptable as a story point for sure, and very interesting. You know, I've never considered something like that before, so I'm kind of surprised that I was shocked when I first found this out too. I thought maybe, you know, something was up with his eye, or maybe he had, I don't know, just fallen on something, but no, this is very serious. So they were kind of discussing that, and it gets to the point here where Yuki can ask him, so that's why you like games, because they give him that kind of connection where he doesn't feel so distant from everything in the world, where Joker normally feels separated because all of his physical sensations and everything are different from other people's, and he feels like the world is not real to him.
だからジョーカーさんはゲームが好きなんですね。
So that's why you like games.
その通り。
That's right.
特に大切なものをかけて本気のやり取りをするゲームは最高に僕を興奮させてくれるからね。
Especially games where you do them seriously and you risk important things. Those are the games that excite me the most.
その間だけは事故の前と変わらない感覚を味わうことができる。
And just at those times, I can taste a sensation that hasn't changed from before the accident.
逆に言えばゲームでもしないと僕はこの世界をリアルに感じられないのかもしれない。
To put it another way, if I didn't play games like this, I might not feel that this world is real.
だから僕にとってゲームをすることは生きることと同義だよ。
So to me, playing games is the same as living.
だから今の状況は最高なんだ。
And that's why the current circumstances are awesome. So it's like that one thing that he can latch onto to feel like he is part of the rest of the world. And yeah, it's kind of made him a little weird, for sure. If there's only one way that you can feel good about something, of course you're going to cling to that, and that's going to become everything to you. And that's kind of how Joker has been affected. You know, it seems trivial to other people, all this game playing and messing around, but to him it's everything.
どういうことですか?
And what do you mean about this being, you know, the most awesome circumstances?
このベルワンに負けたら学園は廃校になる。
Well, if you lose the Bell 1, the school will close.
一部の生徒たちは路頭に迷い、約束されていた輝かしい未来を失うことになるかもしれない。
And some of the students will be left out in the cold, and they may lose their promised shining futures.
その責任を感じた君は絶望し、その顔から笑顔は失われるだろうね。
Since you have a sense of responsibility for that despair would wipe the smile from your face.
ベルワンはいわば他人の人生をベットした究極のゲームだ。
The Bell 1 is the ultimate game where the lives of others are at stake. You just better hope Joker never gets into some sort of position of power, because otherwise he's going to start having, I don't even know, like crazy gladiator fights or something.
こんな大きなリスクを背負ってゲームができる状況なんてそうそう出会えるものじゃない。
You don't meet with circumstances like this every day, where you can play a game with the stakes that are so high.
こんなにも興奮する機会を得たんだ。楽しまないわけにはいかないだろ。
I've gained such an opportunity to be excited. I can't not enjoy this.
ベルワンこそ僕にとって最上の舞台だよ。
The Bell 1 itself is my greatest stage.
君はどうしてベルワンに出るんだい?
But why are you in the Bell 1? So it's interesting. I mean, it's very easy to look at him and just say, oh, he's callous, oh, he's taking pleasure in the worries and the pains of other people. But if that's the only thing that makes you feel like you're alive, then of course you're going to grab at that, no matter what.
この学園をなくしたくないからです。
I don't want the school to close.
さすが生徒会長、優等生な答えだ。偉い偉い。
Well, just as I'd expect from the student council president, that's an honor student answer. Good boy.
からかわないでください。
Please don't tease me.
確かに。君は今この学園の生徒を守る使命感に駆られて行動しているかもしれない。
Well, it's true that right now you're acting because you're spurred on by your sense of duty to protect the students of the school, which is true.
だけど、僕は違う。
But I'm different.
僕はあの BL 学園っていう僕たちを取り巻くパッケージに何のこだわりもないからね。
I have no attachment to this package surrounding us that you call BL school.
じゃあなんでベルワンに協力してくれるんですか？
Then why are you helping me?
1回戦でもちゃんと俺を助けてくれたじゃないですか。
And even in the first round, you helped me a lot.
俺はジョーカーさんのおかげで突破できたと思ってるんですよ。
And it's thanks to you that we got through it. So, as you can see, Yuki is just not really able to grasp this concept too well. Joker's issues are still very foreign to him because he's just so... I don't know. He just doesn't get it. And I think a lot of people would have the same reaction because it's hard to separate that feeling of this is cruel from this is the only way that I can feel like I'm doing something.
もちろん、協力するからには手を抜くつもりはないよ。
Well, of course, since I'm helping you, I have no intention of doing a half-assed job.
でも、僕が君と共闘する理由は極めて利己的だよ。
But the reason I'm fighting
単に
alongside
君と
you
利害が一致しただけ。
is extreme self-interest.
だって僕は僕を楽しませるためだけに君に協力しているんだからね。
So it just happens to be to your advantage, but I'm just helping you to entertain myself.
自分のためってことですか？
Just for yourself?
うん。今のところあの箱庭のような学園は僕にそれなりの楽しみを与えてくれているからね。
Well, right now, that school is providing me entertainment.
あそこが僕に楽しみを提供してくれる限りは本気で君と一緒に戦うつもりだよ。
And as long as that continues, I intend to seriously fight alongside you.
もちろんそれを邪魔する奴は誰であろうと容赦しない。
Of course, anyone who interferes, no matter who they might be, will receive no mercy. It's a bit scary. I mean, we know Joker can get kind of scary from what Okaken was warning us about before, even though he didn't get to tell the story. It seems like if Joker's not having fun, no one's having fun.
だから安心していいよ。
So you don't have to worry. I like how he's very like calm and like almost soothing when he talks to Yuki. Like he's talking to a pet as opposed to a person. Like, oh, there, don't worry. Let me pat your head and it'll be fine. Don't worry.
ありがとう。
それに君も僕を楽しませてくれる箱庭の駒の一つだからね。
Anyway, you're also a pawn in the miniature garden of the school that will entertain me.
君はその駒の中でも僕を最高に興奮させてくれる。
And among those pawns, you're an outstanding talent who excites me the most.
俺が？
Me?
うん。さっきも見せてくれた君のめちゃくちゃな運の良さは僕を魅了してやまない。
That crazy good luck that you have that you showed me before, it fascinates me.
だから僕はまだあの舞台を失うつもりはないんだよ。
And that's why I don't intend to lose that stage yet.
これが僕が君に特別な感情を抱いて
And
好意を寄せている。
I think that's the reason I have special feelings for you approaching goodwill.
はい、僕の話はこれでおしまい。
Alright, that's the end of my conversation. So just very quickly, my story's done. Cuts off.
あ、はい。話してくれて ありがとうございます。
Thank you for telling me. Just so much to process, right? But can I say with this that I understand Joker?
ありがとうという割には納得できてないって顔してるね。
And even though you say thanks, you're making a face like you can't quite accept it.
すみません。すごい話だったから、なんか頭が追いついていないみたいで。
I'm sorry, it was such an incredible story. It's like it hasn't quite gotten through to me yet. Yeah, something like this, I think anyone would need time to really sit and process it.
別に君はそれでいいんだよ。
Well, it's fine like
これは
that.
僕の個人的な問題で、君には理解できない話なんだから。
It's my personal problem, and it may be something that you can't even understand.
最初に言っただろ。知ったところでどうしようもないことだってあるって。
I told you at the beginning, even if you knew, it wouldn't help, and he did say that.
君は僕の境遇に共感できないし、これからも僕の生き方は変わらない。
You can't share my circumstances, and you can't change the way that I live from now on.
そして僕はこの話について君に納得や理解を求めていない。
And that's why I'm not looking for you to accept or understand my story.
だって理解しろって方がどだい無理な話だろ。
But understanding it is basically impossible.
事故に遭ってもいない君が想像できるような話じゃないからね。
Since you've never had an accident, it's not something you can imagine. And I think that also creates that sense of distance between the two of them that Yuki has been trying to do something about all this time. Because, yes, he's found out what the problem is, but it's something that he can't even understand, and he can't even relate to the experience in any way because nothing bad has ever happened to him. And I think that as a person who is very empathetic and feels so much for other people, this is a feeling that he can't even imagine. I mean, it's one thing to feel for someone and almost feel pity, but that's not what Joker wants, and that's not what Yuki wants either. He wants to understand, not just on a shallow level, but this is something that he can't understand. And I think that kind of hurts him because he's not used to things being that way.
不満かい？
Are you dissatisfied?
それなら、どうしてこんな大事な話を俺にしてくれたんですか？
Well, in that case, why did you tell me something so important?
単に君が知りたがってたから。
Well, to put it simply, you wanted to know.
それに君は今日一日僕に付き合ってくれて楽しませてくれたからね。
And as thanks because you accompanied me all day and entertained me.
その礼を含めた僕なりの君への誠意だよ。
It's my own way of showing sincerity toward you, along with thanks.
それ以上の深い理由はない。
There's no deeper meaning than that.
そうですか。
じゃ、門限もあるし、そろそろ帰ろうか。
Well, it's about gate closing time, so we should be heading back.
はい。
Poor Yuki. That's definitely information overload for him. So about his eye patch and that plane accident in the past and talking about being
分かっ
sabotaged.
たことは分かったけど、でもなあ。
Well, I understood it, but his circumstances are something that I can't even imagine. And his way of thinking, where as long as something entertains him, I've been wondering all along why he's taken an interest in me. And why did he so easily pair up with me? But it was simply that my good luck entertained him. So Yuki's feeling a little sad about this because, you know, of the way Joker thinks and feels about things. It's not the same as someone normally would, and he may feel a little bit used here, so everything was to entertain Joker, and even I'm nothing more than a pawn to entertain him. So yeah, I can understand him feeling pretty disappointed in that kind of thought, especially after that lovely kissing scene we had earlier, and talking about love. It seems very, very different from what Yuki might have imagined. And the reason he thinks that way is because he doesn't feel like the world is real ever since he had his accident. There's nothing I can do, and he doesn't want me to do anything about it. But he said he loved me. And I'm still flustered about that because I don't know if it was a joke or if it was serious. It was embarrassing, but it's not unpleasant to be loved. But I think his love and the love I know might be two different things.
恋か。
Love, huh?
はあ、よくわかんなくなってきちゃった。
I don't really get it.
なんか話を聞く前よりもジョーカーさんを遠く感じるな。
And I feel like he's even further away from me than before we went to talk. So it's like knowing more about Joker has just made things worse.
メールだ。
Here's an email.
今日は楽しかったね。そういえばさっき屋上で見た芸能スクープ、あれは秘密にしておいた方がいいよ。どうせ誰にも信じてもらえないだろうし、それに世間が知らない秘密を僕たちだけが共有してるってのも楽しいだろ。またデートしようね。行きたい場所考えといて。
So the subject is, it was a fun secret. And the mail says, well, I had fun today. And come to think of it, we saw a scoop up there on the rooftop. You should keep that a secret. Probably no one would believe it anyway. And besides, it's fun sharing a secret that the rest of the world doesn't know. Let's go on a date again. Think of somewhere you want to go.
またデートの誘いだ。
So it's an invitation to another date.
でも前の時みたいに恥ずかしい気持ちにならないや。
But I don't feel embarrassed like before.
いろいろ事情を聞けばジョーカーさんのことがもっと理解できると思ってた。
Oh, I thought if I heard about his circumstances, I could understand Joker better.
だけど理解できるようになったんじゃなくて理解できないことが分かっただけなんだよな。
But it wasn't anything that I could understand. All I learned were things that are impossible to understand.
なんだろう。すごく胸が苦しい。
And my chest really hurts, and that's always code, at least in this series of games, that like someone's having a little bit of love pain here. Why do I feel like my chest is so tight? Why? And that ends the scene. It also ends the day, so we'll stop here. A lot to think about, and I think it's just kind of best to continue through with the knowledge instead of kind of dwelling on it or trying to pick it apart at this point. I think it'll be easier to just kind of continue through the game and see how, understanding this about Joker now, or, well, maybe not understanding, but knowing about his past, you can kind of observe him differently now, and even if you don't understand his actions, you can know that there's a reason for them and see where that leads. So I am going to stop here, and next time we will continue with the day of the second round of the Bell 1. So I hope that was interesting, and I will see you next time.